Man City have absolutely decimated Chelsea. And I don't even know if decimated is really the right word. I'm trying to think of a word that just describes absolutely fucking destroyed beyond all belief. Like, just I don't even know how to describe it. They've absolutely destroyed Chelsea today in a match that ended 4-0. 4-0. Let's just look at the head-to-head real quick. Chelsea versus Man City head-to-head. Let's have a quick look at it. So, we have got... oh my, okay, I'm gonna have to do this on my... I was doing it on my phone, but the website is so fucking buggy. Chelsea versus Man City head-to-head. Let's have a quick look. Okay, here we go. So, Chelsea versus Man City. We have lost the last 5 games against Man City. Okay. So let's see. Tuchel came in, and we won the FA Cup game against Man City 1-0. We won the Premier League game against them 2-1, and we won obviously the infamous, or not infamous, sorry, the famous night in Porto Champions League final. We won that 1-0 in May 2021. Then of course it's just been lost since. The most recent one, well, I mean, since that, do you know, it was a solid 3 games of just 1-0s, just whatever team wins 1-0. But this one, 4-0. The last time that there was a scoreline that big, or close to that big, was the 10th of February 2019 when Chelsea lost 6-0. Okay, the last time it was 4-0. Let's see when the last time it was 4-0 was, shall we? The last time that it was 4-0 was the 13th. Actually, hang on, let me just. Okay, the 13th of December 1952 was the last time that Chelsea lost 4-0 to Man City. Random fact there. So lost 4-0. Havertz, Mount, awful. Chukwuemeka, Hutchinson. I was about to say Chukwuemeka. Zakaria, that's the player I'm thinking of. Good. I wouldn't say great, but they were good. They were better than the other players for certain. And they didn't even start. We started Mason Mount, who was ghost for the entire fucking game, and Havertz, who was ghost for the entire fucking game. And then we bring on the younger players, and they actually try and do something in the game. And I was saying, why the fuck are we playing Mason Mount when he's literally not only has he returned back from injury just now, but he's also not had a good season. Okay. Zakaria, he hasn't scored many goals. Don't get me wrong, he hasn't scored a Premier League goal yet. But the fucking the work rate that he puts in is so far beyond Mount this season. And yet we're starting Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, who didn't. He might as well not even been on the. And Jorginho, they both might as well not have even been on the pitch. Chelsea are most certainly not back. One win against Bournemouth, and I said, are we back? Maybe, maybe not. Definitely not. Retrospectively looking at it, definitely not. Do I think Potter should be sacked again? Of course, the question of sacking Potter comes back. Do I think that he should be sacked? No. Okay, and I know that I'm Southgate out, okay, but Southgate has had a lot more time, and a lot more. I mean, Southgate has 147 pages worth of players to call up. I'm going off FIFA for this. Here's 147 pages worth of players to call up, and he can only pick 26. So obviously he has so much choice to pick whoever he wants, and he can do it for free. Like, it doesn't cost him any money to call up Tomori over Maguire, for example. But this isn't about Southgate. This is about Potter. Potter has not had a pre-season. He's not had a window, and this window is only a month. The summer window is like 2 or 3 months. All right. Actually, I think it's only like 1 or 2, but either way, he's only had one transfer window, and typically teams do not sell in January. Typically, especially not for 100 million, teams do not sell in January. That's quite a precedent to buy a player for quite a precedent to buy a player for 100 million in January. Do I think Potter should be sacked? No, he's not had a preseason. This is very much not his squad. There's only one player in this squad that he's ever played with, and that was Kukure, who didn't even play today. So we need to give Graham Potter the players that he wants, and then see how he does. I think the same should have happened under Tuchel. The same thing should have happened under Tuchel. Now, let's be honest. Graham Potter is not as good tactically as Thomas Tuchel. I think that's proven from the results. You know, Thomas Tuchel took us from 10th to 4th in 4 months and won a Champions League. Graham Potter, Graham Potter is doing fine in Champions League. Let's not get that twisted. He is doing fine in Champions League, but domestically, he's doing awful. Being knocked out of both domestic cups, being the FA Cup and the EFL Cup. We're doing awful in the Premier League. But do I think that he should be sacked yet? No. Give him 2 transfer windows, maybe even 4 transfer windows, depending on how much business we do. Give him transfer windows, and then let's see what happens. But my fucking days. Get Kai Havertz out, because he had one game, he had one special game in Porto, repaid back that 18 million or whatever was fee, because obviously you get like 100 million from the Champions League if you win it, not just for winning it, but like for the accumulative games. So he paid that back, but now I think he should go, honestly. Let's cut our losses. Mount should not be having his contract extended just yet. Jorginho as well should have his contract extended. The only person who should have his contract extended right now is Kante. He's injured right now, but honestly, even injured Kante does better than half those players. In form, Kante is top 5 midfielders in the world, I'd say. Now, let me give you a quick statistic here, right? Chelsea are trailing by 3 goals at half-time for the second time under Potter after 18 games in charge. They never trailed by 3 goals, or 3 or more goals at half-time in 100 games under Thomas Tuchel. Okay? I think that right there just tells you the tactical difference between Graham Potter and Thomas Tuchel. It's quite obvious. Thomas Tuchel is miles better tactically. Graham Potter is a team that you build with, as a coach that you build a team with. Thomas Tuchel is a guy that sort of just comes in, does best with what he's got, and then maybe you get a few more players and you sell a few more players. But Graham Potter, if we're gonna win anything under Graham Potter, don't get me wrong, I think we can, but we need a whole squad overhaul, not just defensive, a whole squad overhaul. So yeah, abysmal performance. Man City absolutely decimated Chelsea. And I think it's I think it's obviously going to be a trophyless season unless we can do something magical in the Champions League. It is going to be a trophyless season. But I think that we need a season like this so that because if we're not sticking with the players and the manager, oh, I did just say Havertz out, but if we're not sticking with the players and the manager during the lowest times, we can't celebrate with them in the highest times. But we do need to change our squad about. So yeah, like what I said in many videos before, I think actually there's only one, I think, but still, Arteta. So many fans were asking for Arteta to be sacked last season, and now they are flying. I think we need to give him time. We need to give Potter time and money. See how he does next season with transfer windows, and then see what happens. But for now, it is not looking good. Will he be sacked? I don't think so. Even if we, I think the only way we get sacked is if we get relegated. That's the only way that he gets sacked, is if Chelsea get relegated. But other than that, I don't think Graham Potter gets the sack, because there's obviously so many players are injured as well. Let's not even talk about the injuries, because we've got a full squad out injured right now. And I think if those players were able to play today, it would have been a different scoreline. I do think that. Hopefully, the younger players play a bit more. You know, Chukwuemeka, Hutchinson, Hall. I was going to say Zachary is not really a young player, but Zachary is still up there with like the best players that we have available right now. I hope that they play more. I hope that we get better scores. And I hope that I don't have to make another losing video. I'm going to make another losing video, aren't I? That is it for this one. See you on the next one. Peace out. Man City completely dominate us. They completely decimate. They destroyed. I don't even know what the right word is, but they obliterated us. I think that's a good word. Man City obliterate Chelsea. That is that. See you on the next one. Peace out.